Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty Podcast. We are back at it again. I could not wait to get the fuck back on the podcast. I have been away for a little bit, but Craftman taking over, him and Cousin M doing their thing. It's money time though, goddammit. We about to make some money. I'm ready to make some money. I've been on a little bit of roll. Craft, whenever I quit tweeting my gambling picks and stuff out, I start winning a little bit. And I start tweeting them out and I start going cold, losing this shit. So I'm just going to have to start keeping my picks a secret. But Craftman in the building, what's up?
Man, I'm just super excited about this week. There's some good games going on, but I'm just excited to be back on the podcast with you guys. I had a good time with him, but, you know, I've been looking forward to it tonight, talking this gambling and whatever else we want to get into. So just ready to roll, man.
Man, got Swizzy, our tech guy, in the building. What it do?
Not much. I'm ready for football tomorrow, man. I am ready.
Yep, I'm with you, man. I got some college plays going on right now as we speak. I've had a decent day and got three of them looking all right. They all in place, so we'll see how it goes. But yep, time to make some money. I'm ready for fantasy football because it's huge for me. It's a must win, man. I'm going against Akil Galani. He's been on the pod a few times. Big week. We're both 2 and 3. We fucking need this shit. We both need this shit. So, you know how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I need this shit. That's all I'm thinking about is the home league right now. And this money.
Any league that I'm got a losing record in, that's the ones I'm focused on the most right now. I'm like 4-1 in average Joe's, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, maybe I'm just hot-headed. I'm like, I ain't going to lose this shit. I'll look at it last because I know I done won. But in Yahoo, 1-4 right now. I'm in 11th, playing the guy in 12th, which is Levi, and I got to win this week, man. And it's one of them things where I'm living in denial. I still look at my team and I'm like, man, my team ain't that bad. I can go on a run.
Oh man, that's how it be. Cause look, man, I was 0-4 in doo-doo, and I just got my first win last week, and here I am thinking like, hey, if I get a win this week, man, I might just
get real.
I'm about to start going for it, man. Fuck that tanking shit. Like, you know us on this podcast, like, you know, I feel like I'll do the 1-year punt, but like if I see the opportunity to slide in that little 6 spot, I'm going for that 6 spot. I'm trying to get into the playoffs, man. Fuck that tanking shit.
And in that league, there is like a clear top and a clear bottom. So if you can fit into that 6 spot, like you said, get in the playoffs, and anything can happen after that.
Oh man, I wish we was talking some fantasy right now, but instead we're gonna talk some money at time, some gambling picks. We'll give y'all a topic a little bit later on, maybe. But let's hit these game lines. First of all, add the podcast 5-star review. Check me out on Twitter. I've been a little active, not really, the past couple weeks. Heck, I had a birthday. Crash had an anniversary. We all just doing shit, man. We all busy and shit, but we still making time to hold the pod. But I say we just start off with these game lines, Craft. If you want to go first.
Yeah, I'll hit some of mine. I know we got a little bit of overlap here, but you know, there's a lot of them that I would bet on, but I'm just giving the people some of the ones that I'm most comfortable with, and it's not like Chris wants to do and bet on his Panthers to beat the Dolphins, but there ain't really
Go.
there ain't nothing real ballsy about my picks this week. But first, I got the Vikings and the Bears. I got the over at 43.5. The Vikings are favored by 3 in that game. I'm not really messing with who wins it. If I was gonna say, I would take the Bears money line if I had to bet the game outright. I think the Bears could win that game. But so that's my over 43.5 for that game. I like the Lions to cover at 3 points over the Buccaneers. And don't get me wrong, I like the Bucs. But I think the Detroit Lions are the top you can say they're the top 2 or top 3 team in the NFC right now, between them and the Eagles. So I'm just going to keep rolling with the Lions. They've been absolutely murdering everybody they play. I don't expect the Buccaneers to come out there and really put up much of a fight. And I like the under. Let me see what game it was. Which one was it? Shit. I had to figure it out later. Oh, the under in the Cardinals and Rams game. They're the over-under's at 48 right now. I can see the Rams putting up some points. The Cardinals have been more impressive than people think, but 48's a lot. And I just don't see it getting to that. So there might be a lot of field goals in this game. Both of the teams going to be able to move the ball all right, but 48's a lot. It's going to have to be like 28, 21 to get over that, and I don't see that.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm going to put some money on that myself. I didn't put that on my list, but I'm going to gamble on a lot of these games, to be honest. I see what I picked, and I see what y'all picked, and I just want to throw money on them all. Shit. Swizzy, what you got for us, man?
All right. Yeah, I got for the Carolina Dolphins game, I got the Dolphins whooping our ass minus 14.5. Yeah, I like the Panthers. I mean, but they about to whoop our ass. When I tell y'all that the Dolphins are they're ridiculous. Their offense is absolutely ridiculous.
Y'all think
I
the
like
Dolphins
them in the
got
playoff situation.
Y'all think they got a
I
chance
don't.
to win the Super Bowl?
I think the Dolphins might be like 1 or 2 players short on the defensive side to be considered like Super Bowl contenders, but like perennial playoff maybe, depending as long as they have Tyreek.
What you think?
I did hear
Travis?
they've set a record for the most points scored in the first 5 weeks ever.
Yeah.
A 70-point game will help that though, but still.
Right.
But then I had the over at 43.5 at the Vikings Bears. I know you said some bad weather's supposed to happen in that game, maybe.
I've just seen it on it was either Sleeper or Yahoo. I hadn't really dug deep, but I'm not a whatever. Yeah, I don't even know what they're called, so I'm definitely not one of them. And all I seen was like 20-mile-an-hour gusts of wind and like a 50% chance of precipitation. So that's what I seen on Yahoo.
Yeah. And then San Francisco, Cleveland, I got the over 35.5.
Cincinnati at Cleveland, or which one?
49ers at Cleveland.
49ers in Cleveland.
Over 35.5. I was saying before the pod, I think I have the 49ers. To me, I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. If this team stays healthy, I think they're going to absolutely thrash this team. My thinking behind that, they got a really good defense. Cleveland's got like the top defense in the league right now. But Deshaun Watson's not playing. You got PJ Walker out there. I mean, he was shit with the Panthers last year. I mean, he's gonna go out there. The team's not really. I don't think the offense is that good, especially without Nick Chubb. The defense is going to be on the field the whole game, is what I think.
Well, what do you
Myles
think the
Garrett,
better bet? Like, since you think that San Fran's going to kill them, do you think the better bet, you like the over better than the 49ers covering that 9.5?
yeah.
Or would you bet on both of them?
I mean, I would bet on both of them, but that would be kind of like hedging, really. Like, okay, I'll cover this because I mean, I think there's no way the 49ers lose this game to me. I mean, it could happen, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But like Myles Garrett, they're going to be on the field pretty much the whole game because their offense is going to be able to move the ball. Brock Purdy is just going to go out there. Christian McCaffrey is going to be catching the ball, running the ball. Deebo Samuel's going to be doing shit. I mean, they're so fucking good. Brock Purdy's fucking... That dude is phenomenal. I don't know.
He is.
He really is. I've been starting him over Justin Fields in one league, and it's actually been all right. But I would say with Brock Purdy, I want y'all's opinion on that one is I'm personally benching him this week. I don't think this is going to be the best game for Brock Purdy. He probably got a decent floor, but I mean, what do y'all think about that? Because I can see the 49ers getting a pick six, and pick sixes kill the offense sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, who's
But-
your other option? You saying Justin Fields?
Oh,
Or
yeah, I'm
Brock
starting
Purdy?
Fields this time, but yeah, I'm definitely starting Fields. Purdy's just been great, man. I mean,
I
so
think
is Fields the
Purdy,
last 2
he'll
weeks.
do what he normally does. He'll throw for like 210, 211, and probably like a touchdown or two, and then be good. Then be good.
Man, we get 2 touchdowns every week, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
49ers are good.
this team fucking smacked Dallas the other day. I mean, that was
Smack.
Yeah,
49ers
I don't think there's a
definitely the
defense that can
favorites.
slow them down. I really don't think there is a defense that can slow them down. I think Purdy's actually better in matchups that I think are going to be close with a good team. Like that's why I started against Dallas last week because I wasn't scared of the Dallas matchup because I thought that game might be close, but this one in particular, you got one side who's going to be pretty much dominating on offense still, and then on the defensive side, I just don't think the Browns can keep up at all.
Yeah, I took a little. Oh, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Oh no. I was just going to segue into my last pick. We talking about the Cowboys still. I'm saying the Chargers are going to cover the 1.5, or really plus 1.5. So I'm thinking the Chargers are going to win this game.
Yeah,
But I don't know. The Dallas, I don't know. Their pass defense was good, but that's when they had Diggs out there.
right.
They don't got Diggs no more. Micah Parsons just got literally. I mean, I literally saw a play last week where Jordan Mason broke off a 30-yard fucking run, and Micah Parsons was right there. He was right there. So
I went and picked up Jordan Mason just in case.
as long as Herbert and them can get moving, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, and that game's in LA, right? That game's
I
in
believe
LA.
so.
Okay,
There'll be
That's
more
what I was
Dallas
thinking, but-
fans there than Charger fans, though.
Yeah, that's true. That Chargers just ain't got no fans. They all in San Diego. They don't want to make the trip. They just
Them and the Raiders just don't get no fans neither.
and they play in some nice ass stadiums too, man. Well, shoot, man. Let me throw
When I
out
go
my.
to Vegas, I live right. Always stay right across from Allegiant. You can literally sit there, Excalibur, and you can look at the field right out the window. You're like, all right, that's where Vegas plays.
They got one of those retractable roofs up in there too, for that place.
I think so. Do they?
Dang,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
all
I
these
think
nice.
so.
When our podcast gets big and we make it big, well, I'll have to make trips to all these stadiums, man. Even Lambeau.
I thought you
would
had a
love to
Miller
go to
Lite. You had a
Lambeau,
Miller
dude.
Lite in your hand, and I thought you were about to say when our podcast gets big, we're gonna have to get a sponsor for Miller Lite. Is what I thought you were about to say. Because I'm drinking Miller Lite myself, and they taste pretty damn good.
That's all I drank. I know Kraft Man used to be a Bud Light drinker. Had to get off of that though. I see.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get into all that tonight. That's for another. That's for the poor man's politics.
Hey man, shout out to that man, Woman of the Year. Oh Lord, good Lord! All right, look, I'm going to go ahead and do my 5 picks right here, and now I feel like mine are a little bit different than y'all's. I was looking at mine. I did one bet that I don't usually do. Took the money line on my Atlanta Falcons. Let's go at home to beat the Washington Redskins. So I got them at minus 129. Spend 129 to win 100, or spend $1.29 to win $1. However y'all want to do it. Or if the poor man P. Miller was on here, he might say spend 10 cents and win whatever a
8
penny
cents.
point. Next I did a little bit different from Chris. I went the under 36 with San Fran and Cleveland. 2 good defenses. Deshaun Watson. Listen, man, I love me some DY. I've defended him through the hard times, but the man's sitting out because of a bruise. The man's got a bruise, man, on his shoulder. Soft ass, man. I can't even. I can defend you in the massage parlor, but the bruise on the shoulder, you're crossing the line. Crossing the line.
Do y'all want to speculate on what might be going on?
I'm
He just
gonna.
don't want to play against San Fran, right, and look terrible.
I think he's a little hurt, but like he's probably hurting, but he's like, oh dang, San Fran's on. Who'd they play last week? It was somebody tough too, wasn't it? Like Baltimore or somebody, or who was it?
Steelers play Baltimore. I can't remember.
He
Who they
saw them
played.
games on the schedule. He's like, but and he could be, doing the opposite of Baker. Baker was just over there. He played
Yeah,
hurt, and I
true.
respect that. But then, 1 year of that, and he's gone. So
They're like, you look terrible when your shoulder was fucked up. And we
right.
asked you to throw 50 times in a game when you couldn't.
Oh Lord. So shout out to D White, man. You let me down, man. You let me down. Next, I took the over 51 on Dallas and the Chargers. I also like Chris's picking the Chargers to win because I do think the Chargers are going to win. Then I took Philly -6.5 versus the Jets. Thought that
They're
one was a
without
solid
Sauce.
one. Yep. And Philly hasn't really looked the best, but they still winning games. People talk about how they don't look good. And even when I watch them, Jalen Hurts don't look good all the time, but he's still playing good enough. He's still a top QB, and heck, eventually at some point they're gonna get it clicking and get it rolling, and then all this shit ain't even gonna matter, and they're gonna be ready for a playoff run. And then my last one, we're gonna go ahead and name it on out. Lock of the week. Lock of the week. Minnesota versus Chicago over 43.5. That was one that we all had in common. I guess we're all worried about the weather. I didn't even know anything about the weather till Crab brought it up before the pod. But no Justin Jefferson, that don't mean nothing to me. Minnesota's still going to be slinging the rock everywhere. Can't none of them play defense. Justin Fields, I think he'll probably go off this game. It seems like they got a little groove going. Him and DJ Moore figuring things out. All them Justin Fields haters out there, like me, eating tar. But Crab don't even get that joke right there, Chris, because we be talking about eating tar like eating crow. Somehow tar came about. We be talking about everybody eating tar. I'm eating a little bit of tar for that one.
Man, I just thought it would taste like shit. So, I mean, I guess I get it a little bit.
So
It just
lock of
tastes
the week.
bad.
That one seems like the one I was most confident on, 43.5. That's not even that many points. So
Yeah.
I mean that one. I like that one. So anything else to say about these game lines before we move on to some other action?
Yeah, real quick, just on the games we didn't mention. I remember back in week 1, we took the Jaguars favored by, I think it was like 5 against the Colts. They're favored by 4, and they're playing in Jacksonville this time. Would y'all take the Jaguars to cover that again? They covered it week 1 against them.
Look, man, I like the Jags, and I think eventually they're going to get it clicking and get it rolling, but they ain't been playing well, and I don't really want to be sitting here putting I mean, I'm saying that, and I'm pretty sure they just went 2-0 in London the past couple weeks. I guess they're not playing well for fantasy. But I stayed away from that one this go-round.
Okay. What about the Seahawks and the Bengals? We didn't really mention that one. Seahawks or the Bengals are favored by 3. I think Seahawks win this game. Me personally. I know y'all probably don't think the same.
It's in Seattle?
No, it's in Cincinnati, but I know it was the Giants, but 10 sacks in a game, like Seattle's pass rush is clicking and Joe Burrow still ain't moving right. And T. Higgins is questionable. He's probably going to be a decoy this week. So I don't know. It's just I'm not super confident on it, but if I was betting on it, just because I would bet the money line on Seattle because I think it's close.
Jamar Chase, he's always fucking open. He's always fucking open. Straight out of his mouth, dude. Straight out of his mouth. I'm always fucking open. That's what he said.
And he is.
He is always open. I agree. But I don't know where I stand on that. I guess I would lean like money line Cincinnati. But Burrow and them got it rolling this last game, so maybe they can keep it going. Maybe he's starting to get a little bit healthier. But we'll just see how it goes.
All right. What about the Saints and the Texans? Saints are favored by 1.5 over under 42. Anything stick out to you there? Like, who do y'all? I think the Saints. They're playing in Houston. I don't know. This one's kind of close. What do y'all think about that one?
I like the under, whatever the under is.
42.
42. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might go the over in that game. I might say the over.
Who do y'all think
Here's-
wins the game?
I would say the Saints probably. Derek Carr's playing and stuff. Is that
I'm
going
gonna
on?
go Houston. CJ Stroud's been looking good.
I do
But
like
pretty much
Houston.
we ain't betting on this one though. It's pretty
Yeah,
much what we're saying.
and you know what? That's a good little point that you bring up. That sometimes people out there, if you're listening to this pod, sometimes your best bet is to not make a bet at all.
Yeah, I agree. Like that one's really tough because the Saints have looked really good and they've looked pretty bad. I mean, beat the Patriots by like 34-0 last week, so they're pretty hot right now coming in. And the Texans just took a pretty devastating loss to your Falcons. So, I mean, I'd stay away from this one though. And shoot, only one more we didn't mention. I think the Giants at the Bills. Bills are favored by 15. I mean, is there anything are y'all betting on this one at all? Because the Bills are going to kill them, but 15's a lot.
I'm taking money line Giants. Saquon about to have like 500 yards. He's gonna be doing everything.
They're plus 750.
Damn.
I will say this: when I see money lines like that, where it's like plus real high, I will go over there and just put $1 on it sometimes. And then when it hits, I'll just go out there and brag, like, "Yeah, I put money on that one." Like,
Yeah.
I cashed out.
It still ain't shit though. $1 you win $7.50 or whatever it is.
Hey man, cash it. That's all I know is cash it. All right, well shit. Let's move on to some DFS. Is that what y'all want to hop on next? Some DFS lineups. Because I got a banger for y'all today, man. A banger, and I'll go. I guess I'll just go ahead and go first on this one. Let me see if I can pull it up. Fellas, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all be hearing do on my computer?
No.
Oh, okay. Got some shit going on, but if y'all can't hear it, it's all good. All right, Craftman, hear me out. At quarterback, I want y'all to hear me out on this one. Gardner
I knew it.
Minshew.
I
knew
it.
I knew it. Before
I
you
had
even
him in
said it,
there
I
at
knew
first until I did some tinkering. I had Minshew up in there.
Yeah.
Minshew mania.
You don't surprise me at all with that because I knew that was about to come out of your mouth.
Oh man.
Is Josh Downs on there too?
No, he's not. And you know what's funny that we talk about Josh Downs? Because I was asking Kraft. I told him, man, I'm starting Josh Downs in the home league this week. Got no choice. When you got as many injuries as I got,
I
you
think I'm
throwing him
starting
out.
him in the doo-doo league. Yeah,
Josh
I
Downs?
got him. Yeah, I got him in there.
He had a solid game last week.
Yep.
He's
So
fine.
yeah, hey, me and Kraft, that
But
might be another one we might be wrong
I'm
on in
also
the end.
starting Chuba Hubbard, so I mean, I might be fucked. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm with you. I was telling Kraft like my biggest losses or my biggest L's takes or whatever, or how do you say it, Kraft? My biggest or whatever. My biggest
It's
L's.
the dumbest shit that we fucking projected for the year, I guess.
Right. My dumbest shit was easily Miles Sanders so far and Ramondre Stevenson. I was super high on Ramondre. These motherfuckers ain't shit. I know Miles Sanders, he's been a little banged up, but he still ain't shit. But with that said, if I was like like one of those tanking teams and you're buying low on players, like I'd take a little shot on Miles Sanders, like if you could get him for like a second or something like that.
I don't have a schedule pulled up for right now, but if you are a person thinking about buying low, or I thought about it, I looked at his schedule and I said, "Hell no, I'm not doing it," because it's really tough. I mean, if any of y'all want to look it up, I can't. I can probably get to it pretty quick, but go ahead with your DFS.
Yeah, we'll just
Matt,
say
and
it's bad.
Yeah, we'll just say it's bad. You can go with your DFS, and then after you're done, I'll mention its schedule when I look it up.
Let's see, what did I have? At running back, I went Mostert. Basically, I went real cheap. I guess here's what I should say. I went real cheap at quarterback, tight end, and defense. So at defense, I went New England Patriots versus Las Vegas. Feel like that's gonna be a little shit show game, but I don't know. We'll see. And then at tight end, I went K. Dotton. So I went real cheap, and then obviously with what I said, Gardner Minshew. So at running back, I went Raheem Mostert. They're going against the Carolina Panthers. Chris already thinks they're gonna whoop that ass. No Devon A. Chain or whatever they call that man these days. He ain't in the building. I know they brought Jeff Wilson back up, and
He's not.
he might be out. He's not playing. And
No.
what about Ahmed or whatever? Is he gonna be out there
Yeah.
some?
Yeah, I'll mention it while you're talking about it. I don't think that if you're really desperate, Salvin Ahmed is not a bad play this week.
Right.
With Jeff Wilson out, I think you could do a lot worse. Like Salvin Ahmed or Chuba Hubbard, guys.
Chuba Hubbard.
I say Chuba. Chuba.
Okay. All right. Well, Salvin. What about Foreman? Deontay Foreman.
I like Chuba over them too, but
Well,
I mean, what do you even think about? Oh, Ahmed over
Foreman.
Well, actually, I think I'd go Deontay Foreman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
I think I'd go Foreman myself. So that my other running back spot, I went Tony Pollard. Y'all gonna see some Dallas Cowboys in this one because I think this one's gonna be a little bit different. That Dallas Cowboys been letting me down, but I think things might be a little different. Then I went Cooper Kupp. My man, Cooper Kupp, man. I needed him back last week. I'm glad he's back. Then I got CD Lamb going against the Chargers. I already saying the over and under is going to be high. So I'm hoping the Dallas Cowboys going to not let me down. Then I went KJ Osborne. I wanted to get a Minnesota Viking up in there. I did have Jordan Addison in my lineup for a little bit, but the money just didn't work out the way I wanted to work out. So I went Osborne, and heck, he was the cheaper one anyway, so I don't really see no problem with it. And then my last guy, my flex, I went Christian Kirk versus the Colts at 6,600. So to recap it, I went Minshew, Mostert, Pollard, Cup, CD, Osborne, K. Dotton, Christian Kirk, and the Patriots defense to cap it all off.
You doing a tournament or you doing double up?
I'm doing a double up on this one. I've been doing tournaments and taking L's, so let's try to double up this time.
All right. I like that lineup, though. Raheem Mostert should have a day. Pollard, I agree. I think Dallas picks it up. I do not like Mike McCarthy, though. He's kind of fucked this whole offense up. But I think I'm with you. I think they get back on track against the Chargers defense. They're pretty freaking terrible. So, like that lineup a lot.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's the best lineup of all time, man. Love it. All right.
Go ahead, one of y'all.
You go ahead, Chris. You can go ahead and get it. I'm going to mention Miles Sanders since I said I would. But from week 11 to week 15, which is like prime time, they play Dallas, Tennessee, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Atlanta. So, pretty tough schedule. Just said I was going to mention it. So I did, but
we might not win
Chris.
a game. We might not win a game, dude.
Yeah. They got a tough.
And we don't even have our first pick.
No, y'all don't. They all sold out for Bryce Young. He's going to be all right, Chris. Come on. He's going to be fine.
Who else are we going to draft?
They pretty much set him up with the worst receiving core in the NFL as a rookie quarterback. I think he's going to be fine. I've been saying that since the start of the season that you're just going to have to wait for Bryce Young because the receiving core he got is absolutely awful.
I don't want to fucking wait. I want us to be great.
Yeah, just going to have to wait for Bryce Young. I mean, that's y'all's only option, like you said. So, do they not have a first next year at all?
I don't think so.
That's ass. I mean, if you're going to end up being one of the worst teams in the NFL and not have a first, that's bad. Really bad, Chris. Sorry for you.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead and hit us up with that DFS. What you got for us today?
All right. So, quarterback, I got Trevor Lawrence. Old T-Law in Indy. I think that they could be slinging the rock 23rd in defense against the quarterback, then passing the ball. High points. Running back, I got DeAndre Swift against the Jets. DeAndre Swift been looking really good. I feel good about throwing him in right there.
Jets defense isn't the Jets rush defense isn't all that great either. What are they ranked on FanDuel right now? Like
The 23rd.
23rd, so not good.
So then I spent a little bit more to my receivers instead of my running backs. So I've got we talked about him earlier. I got Dante Foreman in there. He was in there at 6,000. Threw him in there. He's really he's like the only one that's gonna be on the field, probably. He's been a healthy scratch all year, but he's like literally the only healthy back on the fucking roster.
Yeah.
So then after that, getting into my receivers, I got Stephon Diggs against the Giants.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm just adding a fool.
Matt was making some kind of face. I don't know what it was. I wasn't making that face because of your lineup. I was just responding to what he was doing over there.
Oh man.
Then I got DJ Moore in Minnesota. So we took the over in this game, and they've been on track. Him and Justin Fields. I mean, 3 touchdowns and 260 something yards. I mean, that's a lot. Then I got Jordan Addison.
Chris?
Do what? No, he's not going to do that again.
You gonna do that shit again, man?
No.
You had him in your lineup last week, didn't you? So you're just like riding that high.
Yeah, but I won a little bit off that. But not much. Like, then I got Jordan Addison. Picked him up. No Justin Jefferson. This kid's already been getting targets. So, Minnesota's going to throw the ball. Tight end, I went like Matt. I got Cade Otton against Detroit.
Very nice.
My flex, I got my boy old Chuba Hubbard down in there at 5,500. And then I'm capping it off with the 49ers defense against Cleveland. Yeah. I'm expecting them to have a bunch of sacks, and I definitely think there's going to be a defensive touchdown, whether it be a pick six or a strip. So,
yeah. Yeah, you spent up on that defense. I wanted to try my best to get them in there, but I just couldn't do it because I just felt like you don't get many opportunities where you have like the best defense in the NFL facing P.J. Walker.
Yeah.
And Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore and no Nick Chubb. You just don't get many opportunities like that. So if you can get that defense in there, it's great. They're the number one. They're the most expensive. I just couldn't afford them. But shit, I'll go ahead and roll with mine. I did a Sunday slate, so I don't have no Monday night. That's what I did last week. I'll go ahead and take a moment to brag a little bit because I never get to brag because I don't win these things that often. But last week, did a $5 bet, won $75, finished in second out of 100 people. So I'm going to brag while I can because after this week, probably ain't going to happen again, but we're gonna shoot for the stars again. But at quarterback, I got Matthew Stafford going against Arizona. I don't know. I think the Rams are going to be able to move the ball pretty well. He was at 7,300. My 3 running backs, I got Alvin Kamara going against Houston. I got Bijan going against Washington. And, well, never mind, that's my 2 running backs. I don't have 3. So, Kamara against Houston at 7,500. Bijan, 7,600 against Washington. I took the stack, Matt, with Cooper Kupp. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. Went ahead and did that. And a guy that's been in my lineup every week, it's been kind of a miss, but I just think that a big game's coming. I got Jalen Waddle against Carolina. I had him in my lineup last week, and like I said, I did pretty well last week, but he wasn't the reason. But I keep the price is just so cheap that I keep trying it over and over again, hoping that something's going to happen. And I got Chris Godwin against Detroit at 6,300. It was between him and Addison, pretty much. I think they were like, didn't one of y'all have Addison in y'all's lineups?
I think Chris did, right?
I
almost did.
What was his price? I want to say I was back and forth. It was either Addison or Osborne.
I think it will. Hold on.
No, it was Osborne. Osborne at 6,200. So
yeah, 67.
67. Yeah, I went with Chris Godwin here because I don't think Tampa Bay is going to be able to run the ball at all. Detroit is great against the run, so went with that. And I got Evan Ingram at tight end. I'm kind of doing what I did last week. I took Dallas Goedert last week, and I kind of just went to like the cheapest tight end that could have a big game, and that's where I stopped. And it worked out last week. Hopefully, it works out again. And I got KJ Osborne in the flex, and the Falcons defense going against Washington. So I feel good about my lineup, but you never know. We'll see.
I like it. So those are some bangers for everybody out there. If you want to win some money, take some of our suggestions and win you some money. Anything else you want to say on the DFS landscape craft before we move on to some prize picks?
I mean, no, not much. I think all of our quarterbacks, we pretty much went cheap on quarterback. We didn't really spend up. I mean, it works out like that when you want to, but at tight end this week, especially since Kelsey's already played, I mean, if you want to go spend high, you're going to have to spend high on like Andrews or something like that, or you can
I
go
ain't
down.
doing that.
Exactly. So that's why I went Ingram. And I mean, you do want a tight end who can have a big game, because really where you win these things, like I had Jamar Chase last week, but so did 30% of the other people. Yeah. You win at tight end and defense most of the time. I had the Saints defense last week. They had 24 points. That's the only reason I won any money. So if Chris can hit on his picks and then San Fran puts up a 30-piece defense, Chris is going to win some money. You know, you got to hit on them positions that you're not supposed to hit on, or a sleeper pick that you're not supposed to hit on. That's usually how these things work. Usually them big guys, like I got Alvin Kamara against Houston. Shit, so does probably 50% of the other people. If he has a 30-point game, I'm not really going up on it, you know?
Right. So that's some good words from the craft, man. How to win some money in the DFS. Yeah. Man, you're getting some good advice from us tonight. Your best bet is maybe not to make a bet. You win at tight end, a defense. Might give y'all some more prize pick advice right here. I didn't really dive too deep. I'm just gonna copy the craft, man. They've been winning money. I'll be winning 4 out of 5. They're not winning shit. So craft, man, if you want to start on some prize picks, get your prize picks here.
All right.
But real quick, Crab, do you use prize picks or underdog these days?
Both? I use prize picks, but it is a smart thing. I got three websites downloaded. I got the Better Picks downloaded. I got Underdog, and I got Prize Picks. So if I get a free square anywhere and the lines look the same on some of the players that I like, I will switch over back and forth. Because if you get a free square,
right,
it's just it'd just be dumb not to bet on it. So some of my prize picks I got, me and Noah put ours together again. We won again last week. We did 2. We do 4-leg parlays every time, 10 times your money. I got Justin Fields at 1.5 touchdowns. That could be passing, rushing, or receiving. Like we said, we like the over in this game. Their running backs are all injured. I expect Justin Fields to, even if he has a bad game, hopefully he gets 2 touchdowns. Anytime I get a chance, in my next pick, I got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. But I was going to say, anytime I get a chance to pick 2 receivers for a combo touchdown on a good offense, pretty much going to do it every time. Because I don't know who Seattle's going to throw a touchdown to.
Right.
Besides them 2, unless it's in Jigba or Noah Fant. So, riding high with Puka Nacua right now. Those are my 2 picks. Noah's 2 picks are Puka Nacua, 65.5 receiving yards. We did get burnt one time on Puka. We took his receptions one time earlier this year. It was the only time he didn't hit it. But 65.5 ain't much for him. And Khalif Raymond at 20.5 receiving yards for Detroit. He's hit that the past 5 weeks. I know Jameson Williams is back. I know Amon-Ra is back. But I still think at this point in time, and Noah obviously still thinks that Khalif Raymond is playing ahead of Jameson Williams. So I'm not too scared of that. But got one more. We'll run through this pretty quick too. So I sent 4 to Noah. He sent 4 to me. We made 2 and we mixed them together to make two 4-leg parlays. I got KJ Osborne at 3.5 receptions. DJ Moore over 61.5 receiving yards. Jake Elliott, me and Noah take him every fucking week. 1.5 field goals made. He always makes 2 field goals. They're playing the Jets this week. Jets got a good defense. Philly's got a good offense. It's a good mixture where I think, the Jets might make it stop them in the red zone a couple times. And I got Josh Reynolds at 32.5 receiving yards. He's done that the past 5 weeks also. So Detroit receivers don't get no love, but they always hit. So those are my prize picks this week.
Hi, see, Swizzy, want to tell us what you got?
I got mine through Underdog this week. Got 5-leg. Took Joe Burrow because he only needs half the yard. Take that freebie.
He ain't getting that shit,
Right
dude.
there.
What would you do? What would you do if he got hurt on the first play of the game?
Oh, I'd probably break my fucking phone.
For real, man.
Either that or throw it at the TV. Then I got Tyreek Hill. He just needs to get a rushing or a receiving touchdown. He'll probably have multiple.
That's a good pick.
Christian McCaffrey. This is going to get another touchdown. The streak is still alive.
Is that it? Just one touchdown?
Just one touchdown.
He's
done
done
on that one.
He's done it in
0.5.
14 games in a row.
Yeah.
I
I seen that if you bet $100 and rode that out, like you would have won like so much money, man. I wish I could hit on one of these streaks like that, man.
didn't
Jeez.
see Underdog had a free square for Burrow on mine.
Yep.
Damn. I need to check that shit out. Bet and lose some more money this week.
But then I had Jordan Addison at 4.5 receptions. He's been getting the targets. No JJ. I mean, this dude's going to have to catch the ball at least 5 or 6 times this game.
Yeah.
Then, like crap, man, I'm riding with Puka Nakua at 6 receptions. This dude has shown with Cooper Kupp that he can draw the targets. They've shown that they can coexist on the field together.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I think you're going to win some money this week, Chris. I'm
Yeah.
not all that shit.
Yep.
Eating that shit up.
Matt gets to mix all that shit together in a nice little bowl. And
Yeah, I'm just taking the best of what y'all got and just
hey, that's what the listeners can do too, right? I mean, just
That-
hop on here and mix all this shit together, pick the ones that you like, and put a little 4 or 5 leg parlay in.
yeah, that's what y'all should be doing, man. Just listen to the best ones. Like I like to read articles on some prop bets that people got. To me, prop bets is the toughest one for me, like because there's so many to go through and look at. That's why you calling Noah Dickblow and y'all
Yeah.
discussing it.
It's the easiest for me because I think you can. The main thing is time consuming. You got to go through and look up everything. Like you got to do the touchdown bets. You got to do rushing yards, receiving yards, receptions. There's some good ones out there, but like a Thursday night game and Monday night games, those are hard to bet on because you're kind of forcing yourself to. There's only a couple players to choose from. You're forcing yourself to take the over and under on just a couple players, which I don't like.
So, with that said, I haven't set me up a prize picks yet, but I did like DJ Moore at 61.5 and Puka Nakua 65.5 yards. Those are going to be ones that I pop on in there and try to win some money. So,
McCaffrey to score a touchdown. That's a
Yep.
good bet. Easy.
I agree with that. Just if you're out there, just ride that one until that one just stops, man. I mean, however many games it was, 13 or 14 games with a touchdown.
Yeah. Betting on McCaffrey's been a great bet all year. I mean, me and Noah pretty much we've hit on he's been over his rushing yards every single time this year as a prop bet. But we didn't take him last week and we haven't taken him this week. It's like 77.5 rushing yards, but I mean, he's been a pretty. If I had to go with Christian McCaffrey, if I just wanted to bet on him, I would take the touchdown over them rushing yards for sure.
Mm-hmm. And do that till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
So, any more gambling? I thought this was a good episode for gambling as far as like the advice we're throwing at these folks. Like, hey, listen to this pod, figure out what the hell to do. So,
Yeah. I mean, just spend your time. Don't like I said on them prize picks, man, look at everything. And don't just jump into something because you think a player is going to have a really good week. Like I thought Kamara was going to have a good week against Houston, but I'm not taking – some of the lines are set a little too high for me. And don't be afraid to bet the unders at all.
Right.
I know Rashad White's playing against Detroit. His rushing yards is like 48.5. I don't think Rashad White's getting 48.5 rushing yards against Detroit.
Nah.
So don't be afraid to go under neither. It's just not as fun to watch the games hoping somebody don't do anything. That's the only problem.
I agree with that. So hey, as far as today goes, man, I'm like 4-2 in USC, and it looks like I'm about to be 5-1 in college football. So good day, money, so I can lose it all on the NFL tomorrow.
Who'd you bet on in college today?
Let me think of who it was today. The one that I lost was Syracuse plus 18.5 versus Florida State, but I won Tennessee money line over A&M, and I cannot think of what that other game was. The over on Washington and Oregon. I won the over. I was getting worried on that. They kept going for it on fourth down and shit. Like, ain't nobody kicking field goals in that game. That was a good ass game.
Yeah.
It's a crying shame that teams like UGA are ranked ahead of those teams. Yeah, I said it. Yeah.
It's all right. When Clemson sucks, you gotta hate on something. But I do gotta say something to you about Georgia. Don't take them to cover. Do not take them to cover because they don't cover.
I did take them to cover Kentucky and won that one. That was the only one. Every other one, Yep, that was. Because listen, I got to defend Clemson real quick. Our two losses are against top 15 teams. Like, I'm trying to say, y'all struggle with Vandy and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. I think if we played y'all, the lines would be set at pickle. It
is crazy though with college football. That's why I stick to NFL because college football pisses me off. I'm a Georgia fan. I'm a Georgia fan, but I can't stand when you got like the number 3 team playing against the number 10 team, and the number 3 team's at home, and the number 10 team's favored to win the game. How does that make any fucking sense?
Makes none. I do. College football just it's king down here in the South, but and then the ones I'm winning right now are like Missouri money line over Kentucky, North Carolina money line over Miami, and Duke money line over NC State. So
who's winning right now though? I hadn't checked it out. Is USC is Notre Dame winning?
Notre Dame smacked them, beat them by like 20 plus.
What about North Carolina? What's happening in that one?
They smacked Miami.
Did they really?
38-17 right now in the fourth. And
Drake May is the real deal, ain't he?
I saw the report today that a lot of scouts had Drake May over Caleb Williams. Now, I ain't broke it down, but I'm not saying I agree with that one. I'm just being honest. I do like Drake May, though.
We're going to watch our film and everything, but I can go ahead and say now I have not seen one game of Caleb Williams since he's been there because they play so late. And I can't never catch a game where Caleb Williams is playing. So I hadn't even seen him in person. And right now we're podcasting while the game's going on. So I just hadn't seen Caleb Williams at all.
He threw 3 picks in the first half. That's about all I know about that game. So
yeah.
I don't know, but shoot, that about wraps it on up, man. Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. We're doing pretty good for in-season work compared to last season, our first season. So thanks for listening, everybody, and make some money with us. And bear with us, man. Life's been hectic for me these past couple weeks, and hopefully I'll be able to get this pod out more, and we'll be able to get y'all some good topics out and about. You know what I'm saying? Some of that good material that I know y'all like to listen to. So what you got to say, Crap Man?
I'm just one thing I got to say. I appreciate everybody for listening, as always. All the people we got that hop on here every time. We love it. Appreciate y'all. But another thing, turn your notifications on Spotify and whatever so you know when an episode drops because, like tonight, we're probably going to drop this episode as Saturday night. Game's coming tomorrow. Dropping it tonight. Turn your notifications on. Listen to it in the morning when you make your bets. And, you know, you can take a little bit of this advice. But, you know, like Matt said, a lot of people don't want to listen to weak week 6 advice when it's week 7 time. So,
Yep.
turn them notifications on so y'all can get some of this good content before the game start.
See, Swizzy, you got anything to say to the folks out there?
Huh? Ready to watch some football tomorrow.
Nah, I'm with you, man. I'm ready for some football. Football is all I care about. When I'm at work and I'm driving on that thing, I just think about football for 12 straight hours. So
Same. Just listen to podcasts and just either debate in my own head of what people say or either agree.
Right.
And sometimes get totally screwed up. Sometimes I think it might be detrimental, all the information you take in from multiple sources, because it's so contradictory that you can't even make your own decision at the end of the day,
Right.
When I'm not watching football, I just get on Dallas Cowboy fan pages and talk shit just for no reason.
I know you do.
It's funny that you say that, Chris. I do that on Twitter. Like sometimes at late at night, if I'm just sitting there, I'll go through politics and just say some ignorant ass shit. I really believe it, but I just really be confrontational. Like,
it's just trolling people. Like, it's funny, man. It is, because these people get so mad, dude. Like, they get so mad.
Super mad. So shout out to the Gaza Strip out there. All right, fellas. Let's go ahead and wrap this one on up, man. Thanks for listening to the pod, but we out.
Peace.